More issues arise for Ned Fulmer. Ned Fulmer has found himself in the tight spot since September this year. He hit the headlines for having an affair with Alex Herring, an associate producer of the Try Guys production company. As a result, he was kicked out of the Try Guys and would never be seen in any of their recent videos. This cheating incident got people talking more about the Try Guys, and clearly, this is one issue that no one wants to be a part of. But sadly, this was not the case. It appeared to many fans that Ned did not feel bad at all for cheating on his wife Ariel. He was seen out and about with Alex in public places, and he was not even trying to be discreet. It was one thing to cheat on a partner, but doing it publicly is just another level of audacity. With the kind of behavior they were displaying for the entire world to see, fans speculated that they might have done nastier things than just make out, and this is where it gets juicier and somehow more upsetting and revolting. Ned Fulmer was known as the family man in the group. In most of the Try Guys videos, he would constantly gush over his wife. He could not stop talking about her and would always find a way to include her in every conversation. Many found his gesture sweet and loving, even if it sometimes got on the nerves of other members of the Try Guys. Nonetheless, no one expected that Ned would be unfaithful to her. No one had any clue that Ned could do something this devastating to his family. Fans were quick to point out that this loving gesture could be his way of covering up his infidelity. He was showing everyone how devoted he was to his family so that no one would suspect his affair. It would appear now that he was trying so hard to make up for any shortcomings. Regardless, his misconduct means that he had no respect for his wife, and not doing anything to silence this issue was a slap in the face. The public sympathy went out to Ariel for going through this heartbreak alone. No one deserved to be treated this way. Now that Ned's cheating is out, more and more information has emerged as proof that Ned was not being cautious about his affair from the start. There were no indications that Ned was trying to hide his infidelity from the public. Last September 1, Ned Fulmer and Alex Herring were photographed kissing at Harry Styles' concert in New York, both appearing to be having a blast and without a care in the world. Ned was not even worried that he would be recognized. Given that not all people have heard of him, a significant number in the crowd could easily spot him. It turned out that despite being recognized, he gladly took pictures with fans. Even though he is a public figure, Ned had no hesitation in flaunting his affection for his colleague. He made out with her shamelessly and continued to do so in a bar. Again, he was seen and recognized by people. Photographs and video clips of Ned and Alex in a New York club surfaced on the internet and were even sent to Ned's wife, Ariel. Fans and the public in general were left dumbfounded and confused by Ned's thoughtless behavior. We all could not wrap our heads around the fact that he was not worried or scared that he would be caught. It was crazy to have the same mindset as him and think that his affair should not be anyone's concern. We all find it savage that a guy like Ned, who was supposed to be a family man, was so willing to break up his family and humiliate his wife. It just did not sit well with anyone, particularly his fans. Ned admitted to the public his infidelity when he was caught red-handed at the concert and in the bar. But actually, those incidents were not the first ones. That was not the start of the relationship, but fans assumed it had been going on for some time. Someone sent a picture of Ned and Alex alone in a restaurant as early as May this year. This photo was shared after the news broke that Ned was fired from the Try Guys. Recently, new information came to light that was by far the most scandalous and distressing of all. One Reddit user posted on the Try Guys forum his personal take on Ned's misconduct. A video was attached showing paparazzi all over Ned and Ariel just a day after the announcement by the Try Guys that Ned was no longer part of the company. Paparazzi fired questions at them to see if they were working things out. Putting on a united front, they both confirmed that they were indeed repairing their relationship. They then drove away in their Tesla car. Regardless of what they said, it was not enough to keep people from unearthing more rumors about Ned. This is now the part where everything gets nasty. The user dared the readers to Google the license plate, and we just did that. Yes, this was wrong, for this is an invasion of their privacy, but we could not help ourselves. We wanted to know what came next. What happened next was troubling. After Googling the license plate, a tweet from May came up. The Twitter user posted a screenshot grabbed from the Nextdoor app. For those who don't know what the Nextdoor app is, this is where people get tips, buy and sell items, and share news and information about their local neighborhood. The Twitter user ranted out about a Tesla owner who was doing disgraceful acts in a family-oriented community. Every once in a while, Nextdoor over-delivers when I need it most. Hashtag public fornication. Hashtag Tesla. The user followed it with a photo of a Tesla car with a caption, "People having sex in the car at 5:45 while kids and families are walking around." And sure enough, the car shared a striking resemblance to the one Ned and Ariel were seen driving. Though no one was sure who exactly was in the car with Ned, who was allegedly doing unspeakable things early in the morning, everyone was ready to bet that it was not Ariel. Ariel is running a household with 2 kids, and it sounded ridiculous to make love with your husband in public when you have a comfortable home to do it. Now that we all know that Ned liked taking Alex out on dates, doing it in public was utterly unacceptable and disrespectful. They were like 2 hormonal teenagers, sneaking out and finding places to get down and dirty. The public was fuming and questioning how 2 adults who were both in serious relationships could have the guts to do an indecent act. Yes, you could say that this was the only place and time they could do it without being caught, but this was just plain embarrassing and disgusting. Ned's cheating is one of the biggest stories this year, and when he publicly admitted it, we thought that was the end. Whether Ariel forgave him or not is none of our business. It would always be up to her if she would accept Ned's apology and ask him to work harder to prove his worth. But now that we know that Ned's affair was more than just an itch that needs to be scratched, it's safe to assume that Ned had to travel a long and winding road to win his wife's heart, as well as the hearts of his fans. It's crazy to think that these days no one can get away with cheating, especially if you're a public figure. Your location and who you are can be shared with anyone in just a few snaps and clicks. Just like Ned, he was caught having an affair, which he seemed unconcerned with, and yet evidence after evidence piled up proving his infidelity. The internet has loved Ned for many years, and this time it was not on his side. Pictures of him sneaking with Alex in the middle of the year just surfaced, which got him in big trouble. We all felt sorry for Ariel, and fans were listening to her podcast to pick up more clues about how Ned behaved in their relationship. Just like any other marriage, there's experienced highs and lows, but this is not a good reason to cheat. It's good that Ariel's girlfriends on the podcast showed their love and support. They have been vocal in saying that Ariel is always welcome to come back to work. Becky, Keith Habersberger's wife, shut down any malicious posts about her friend's ordeal. One BuzzFeed employee took advantage of Ned and Ariel's situation to promote their project, and she lambasted that employee on TikTok. The employee later apologized, and Becky took down her TikTok video. There is so much to learn here, but if there's one thing that we should never take for granted, it's that the internet is forever. If something that could ruin you is posted, expect it to haunt you until the end of time. Celebrities should be careful with their actions because people can easily take photos no matter what they're doing or who they're with. People love scandals, and Ned Fulmer was caught in one. The internet has lashed out at him. The public has been calling him names because he was supposed to protect his wife and kids from any kind of drama. He is a well-known celebrity, as is his wife, and the only way to protect their kids is to avoid being in a scandal or controversy. Let me know your stand on Ned's cheating drama in the comment section. Stay tuned for the next video. Are you not entertained? If you are, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel.